Well, you're about to see something that has never been seen or heard before. So, just as a little bit of background to how this all kicked off, we often get together for a meeting very early after this the big convention, all right? And my worry is always how in the world, or what in the world do you do next year for ClubCon? And literally in the first meeting, I get a message from Jim going, I might have an idea for ClubCon. I don't know if he was spying on us, but it was literally in the meeting itself. We actually called him as a team and we're like, tell us your idea. And he's like, I've got this. And of course our response was, yeah, of course you do, Jim, obviously. It's not a Nick Roche picture, by the way. I don't know why that's there. Chris, are you messing with the clicker? Chris hates the clicker, by the way.
Loathes this thing.
Loathes it. So, I am not going to steal the thunder because Jim is the man of the hour and Chris is the man who can constrain him. So, please give Chris and Jim a big round of applause.
Hi guys, long time no see.
Missed you.
Yeah, I know, it's been ages. But I'm back! And I'm never leaving.
And I'm also here.
So, Chris, let's talk about how long we've known about this thing.
We've known about this thing, I was crunching numbers recently. We've known about this thing for about 25 years. We've known it existed. It has existed for over 40 years.
But we've known about it for just under a quarter of a century. But for most of that time, all we knew was that it existed and what the title was. And what was that title, Chris?
A robot's best friend is his dog. I hear some whoops of recognition.
Has anyone heard of this?
Yes. Yeah. So some folk might remember it was 5 years ago now during one of the big broadcasts that we did during the pandemic. I did a presentation during one of the live streams that talked a little bit about the tiniest bit of information we knew about this.
Which is almost all we knew. And what did we know? I think you click it. I don't want to. Do you want to click it?
No, that's the title. I'll click it again. You know what, Jim, click this thing for me. I divest myself of it. I know, I just don't like the responsibility.
Right.
Here we go.
Here we go. So what we had was a little bit of art. A little snippet of art. And of course, the title.
So what we knew was, in early 1984, February 25th, 1984,
It's nice to put dates on things.
a writer named Jeffrey Scott created a production Bible for the Generation 1 cartoon. More Than Meets the Eye, the original 3-part miniseries, was in production.
It was already in production from Marvel, but Hasbro was looking to CBS to potentially do a network series. Now, what we got was a syndicated series, one that was shopped around to local stations.
The miniseries was syndicated, which means that Hasbro and Marvel Productions produced the series independently and then sold it by themselves to independent TV stations around America, versus the network method, where a TV show is produced in cooperation with a network, allowing the network some say over its content, and it is broadcast nationally on that network.
It gives it a wider distribution, and it was considered to be a more credible platform. So syndication was relatively new. We don't need to get into the reasons.
Don't need to get into that, yeah.
So, should I go next?
I think let's see what is next.
All right.
So on the left here, we have the Bible, and on the right here, we have the cover page of the pilot script that Jeffrey Scott wrote for the first episode of his vision for Transformers.
And pretty much right after TFNation, I'm involved with a group of people called the Sunbow Marvel Archives, and you guys should all go to that website because it's really great.
Is Simon here?
I don't think Simon's here today, no. I don't think he's making it.
Simon runs the Sunbow Marvel Archive.
And what we do is we look for scripts, Bibles, storyboards, pretty much whatever documentation, primary sources we can get from this era. And we found that Jeffrey Scott was selling some of this, and we put together basically we crowdfunded it among ourselves, solicited donations, and we were able to buy, initially, the Bible and the script, and then eventually we got a whole lot more, which we'll get more into on Sunday. But the big boys were the Bible and the script.
It was astonishing. Like, it cannot be explained how little we knew about this. We knew it existed, and we knew one or two names. Then suddenly, the whole thing laid bare.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 30 or so page document, the Bible, that talks about the exact premise of the show, who the characters are, the Transformers, the recurring humans, a complete 13-episode breakdown of what the season might be, and then we have a full-on script with directions and vocals that would be the soft pilot. Now, it actually would take place in the middle of the season, but it was considered a good introduction to the show. Kind of like Nanosec for animated, if anyone remembers that one.
Well, I feel that it was one of many episodes he suggested, but I feel by the time he got to writing it, it probably would have been the first broadcast, because it's very much a soft introduction to the extremely different scenario involved.
And should we go next, or we
I think
could...
next we'll show us a little something.
Now, you guys may have seen this illustration before.
Some of these pictures have been around for about 5 years. These got uncovered. These were uncovered to go by an Instagram user named Consumer Collectibles. That's the top there. And these pictures had been it's a little complicated to explain in so short a space of time, but we'd seen some similar art to this. Had no idea it was ever connected to Transformers. Then these images were uncovered, and it was quite a revelation.
So who are we looking at, Chris?
Here we are looking at, in the middle, Wendy Fairchild.
There you go.
The human girl who found this little yellow Volkswagen Autobot in a used car lot where he was hiding from the Decepticons.
Isn't that a good, pitch?
Yeah, I
I feel like you potentially really could.
In the car is Wendy's younger brother, Eddie.
Eddie Fairchild.
Eddie Fairchild.
That name sounds familiar.
Behind is Matt Conroy. This guy is a trucker who drives Optimus Prime. I think if you flip back a few to the image of Prime, but there we go.
There he is.
Wendy.
Yeah, and Bumblebee's green in that image, and we'll explain why on Sunday. Come to the Sunday panel, it's going to be really
You gotta understand, we are here to set up what you are about to see and hear. There is so much more to tell.
Oh my goodness.
That's what Sunday's panel is.
This is the Cliff Notes version. Believe
More
me.
than.
Oh my God, this is the bullet points version.
And down here is Matt's dog, Bert.
And who's this?
Yeah, who do we think this must be?
Almost. You're almost right.
This is Muffler. Muffler. Muffy is what Wendy calls him.
Muffy and his friends.
It is Bumblebee. For some reason, Jeffrey Scott thought he would change the name of one of Hasbro's toys.
More than one. Yeah, and it's not, Muffler wasn't even the first suggestion for me.
There's more to tell there.
Tomorrow. No questions, sorry.
No time for questions. Just let them stew on it for a while. Now the rest, the cast, what Scott does, because this is a network show, there's a formula that's being followed here. So the cast is paired right down to half a dozen on each side. A lot of your favorites in this show. The Autobot side, Optimus Prime, of course, Muffler, Bumblebee, Mirage, Jazz, Trailbreaker, and Jeffrey Scott wanted to change the gender of some of Hasbro's toys. Because CBS needed female characters in the show. It's a network show, and they got control.
So an initial draft had Sideswipe
As a female
as
character.
the woman. Yeah. Hasbro said, you cannot make our existing boys' toys.
No girls, said
Girls.
Hasbro.
But if you want some, you can make your own.
Yes, Hasbro said no girls. CBS said there will be girls. Hasbro said fine, make up some.
So who's
And
this?
so they made up Fire Cycle. Let us be very clear for those who are live tweeting this. This is an original design created by Ed Perry. We do not want people on the internet to shout at us for misrepresenting the nature of this art again. Ed based this design on this little toy that Dave drew attention to earlier. Ed has no idea what this toy is. Perhaps if someone in the audience can identify it at some point
And let us know.
and let us know. So, Jim, tell the folk about Fire Cycle.
Well, Fire Cycle is very interested romantically in Optimus Prime. Yeah. So that was an angle that they were very interested in exploring.
But Optimus shares her feelings, but is afraid to reciprocate them because he has seen so many friends and loved ones die already and doesn't know what he'd do if he let her in and lost her.
Keeping his troops at arm's length.
She is the team's medic, and is the kind of medic character who, she's not a pacifist, but she is so reluctant to inflict harm on any living being that she doesn't like walking on grass.
And who do we have on the Decepticons?
Before we say the Decepticon side, I will add the one other cool thing about Fire Cycle is she's armed with a laser heat ray on one arm and a Sub-Zero freeze ray on the other arm. And they needed, no, the Decepticon side obviously was much smaller in the first place. So on the Decepticon side we have Soundwave, Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp. Buzzsaw is our cassette, the other cassettes aren't mentioned. And
Who's the leader?
well, shall we talk about the leader first?
I think we should talk about the leader.
Well, another thing CBS, a limitation, shall we say, that CBS put on the show was the leader of the Decepticons is not going to be a handgun.
I know it seems quaint now to think that they wouldn't want a handgun.
Who could believe it? I mean, they proposed he'd be a tank, for goodness sakes.
So, I think somewhat similar to the Skyfire situation, rather than have Megatron not turn into a gun, they decided to sort of file off the serial numbers, and they made a character called Negator. Negator turns into a particle beam, and if you read his bio, it is suspiciously close to what Bob wrote for Megatron,
Yes.
but kind of through a funhouse mirror.
All the bios, except for Muffler and the original ladies, are Buddy Ansky's bios, with a little bit edited in or out, but the wording is the same. Negator's profile is Buddy Ansky's Megatron profile, but it's like it's run through find and replace on every word. It says the same thing in different words every sentence. And yes, he turns into a satellite particle beam cannon.
Yeah, that can operate in or out of the atmosphere and float around.
But make no mistake, he is Megatron with the serial number spelled out. Because Hasbro may have said, okay, he's not a gun, but that means he's not Megatron.
Yeah. And then when Hasbro said that Starscream wasn't allowed to be female,
That was the plan originally.
they came up with a new character. Whirlpool. Now again, new art created by Ed for us. This is not vintage art. Please don't say it is. It's not.
We will get yelled at. Whirlpool, well, you can see it. They were shooting babes right out of the gate. Whirlpool is a quadruple changer.
Yeah.
She transforms into an aquatic hovercraft that can go over water and over land. She can switch it up to become a submersible for underwater action, and she become a helicopter for flight.
And obviously in the water she can create
Whirlpools.
But what is perhaps the most interesting bit of her characterization, and sadly she's barely in what's going to
What
come
you're
later.
about to see.
But she is a former Autobot who defected to the Decepticons. And I don't know about you, but I feel like the idea of a former Autobot defecting to the Decepticons and being, you know, the lone woman on that team, that's a good character to have.
That's compelling.
And that should be explored.
Now, I say the one downside of it is that it does result in two female characters who have this intrinsic connection to Optimus Prime.
Ah, but she's not so much romantically interested in him.
Prime is focused on trying to reform Whirlpool.
And Whirlpool would like to destroy Optimus Prime as a way to sort of vindicate her decision to defect to the
She
Decepticons.
she wants to destroy Optimus Prime as a way of proving to herself that her decision to change sides was the right one.
So
I think that's pretty compelling.
there's a lot of really good ideas in the Bible, and that's what we're going to talk about in a very brief way, because in order to understand what we're about to watch, you have to understand the premise is very different from what we got.
The year is not 1984. It is 5 years after More Than Meets the Eye, and the Decepticons rule the Earth.
Now, this would be revealed in an opening credit sequence, so it's not explained in the course of the past.
Yes, there's no actual dedicated introductory episode story. More Than Meets the Eye happens, and this 5-year time skip, Decepticons take over.
We kind of assumed that the 5-year time skip was to justify, smooth over any inconsistencies from one to the next. And in this universe, where the Decepticons rule everything, Decepticons are all over the place. The disguise aspect is really key to the universe. A dump truck that you drive by could be a Decepticon. A parking meter might be a Decepticon spying on you, or the floodlights might be Decepticons. So everybody has to watch what they say at all times.
Nobody knows if even their own car is a Decepticon. Because that's the thing. The Decepticons rule the Earth. This is not Megatron's master plan. Human society continues. The Decepticons have allowed the economy and the governments of each country to continue running to ensure happy, healthy slaves who are worked in a massive worldwide labor force, repurposing the factories and manufacturing centers of the world to produce hundreds, thousands, millions of new Decepticons. A vast army that will eventually take off to conquer the rest of the universe.
It's an incredibly dark premise, and yet the tone of the series, the tone of the actual episodes we get, are incredibly light.
As you may have discerned from the title.
It's an interesting dissonance. So it's tough to know what we would have been like if we lived in the world where this was the vision of Transformers in 1984 after More Than Meets the Eye. But we're going to get a chance to explore. There's no more slides, are there?
I don't think so. Don't press it.
I won't press it. I'm not pressing it. I'll put the button down.
Yeah.
But what we're about to watch.
Yes. That's the basic information that you need to know for what you're about to see and hear tonight. There is so much more to know. We have drafts. We have handwritten notes.
We have beat out lines. We have 2 different Bibles and the memorandum that say everything that's wrong with the first one and explain why the second one makes the specific choices it makes. And we will go through all of this on Sunday. But
that first Bible, nothing to do with anything we've told you tonight. Completely different.
It's fascinating, and it's really a great archival look into the mindset of how a network and a writer and a toy company come together to make a universe, make a mythology. But what we're going to watch right now is our version of a robot's best friend is his dog.
Before we start, what you're going to hear is Jeffrey Scott's unabridged dialogue. The narration portions, to link it all together, to turn it into an audio presentation for you to enjoy, that's a cut-down version of Scott's own stage directions. But the words the characters speak are Scots.
Yeah, and you'll be able to go to the Sunbow Marvel Archives and read the script yourself, so you can compare, and you
It will
probably...
be put up after this tonight.
Yeah, it's
And
going
you
to be...
can all do your homework, and then meet us back here tomorrow to get into it all.
Yeah, and then you can pepper us with questions, because
Yeah.
we're dying to talk about
God, I'm so looking forward to talking about it, Jim.
this. David.
Right. Give Chris and Jim a big round of applause. Now we present to you the Transformers, a robot's best friend is his dog.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, the Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Our story begins in a small, everyday American suburb in the home of the Fairchilds. Wendy stands at the sink, preparing school lunches. Her younger brother, Eddie, rummages around in the fridge.
Bring me the mayo, will ya, Eddie?
Coming right up, sis.
While Wendy isn't looking, Eddie grabs a carton of eggs and stuffs 3 inside his jacket. As he brings the mayo over to his sister, he unscrews the lid and peers into the jar.
This stuff looks like bottled butterfly guts. Ugh.
Ew, don't be gross, Eddie.
Wendy gives Eddie a playful shove. She doesn't hear the sound of her gentle push cracking one of the eggs hidden inside Eddie's jacket. Eddie sneaks a glance into his pocket, confirming the worst. Suddenly, the dishes begin to rattle. A slow, thudding noise shakes the house. A sinister shadow moves across the room as something outside blocks the morning sun. Wendy and Eddie nervously move the curtain aside to watch as a Decepticon guard stomps down the street, his footfalls the source of the vibrations. As the robot passes their house, the pair close the curtain again, unnerved.
Eddie, go upstairs and wake Mom and Dad. They mustn't be late for work.
Right.
Our scene shifts to a small truck stop cafe, in front of which is parked a large tractor trailer rig. A German Shepherd, Bert, sits outside the cafe, peering through the window. Bert is drooling over a delicious, thick-cut steak being eaten by his owner, Matt Conroy, at the counter inside. The diner patrons all turn as a TV set above the counter turns on, showing a newsman with a Decepticon guard standing beside him. Good morning. This is the 7 o'clock report. The Decepticon High Command said today that all the countries of the world are welcoming the Gator and his robot troops, and will work happily to see that the Decepticon goals are met.
I'm tired of those robots telling us how wonderful they are.
Matt moves to turn the TV off. A waitress tries to stop him.
But Matt, it's against the law to turn off a Decepticon news report.
In that case, well, we better leave it on.
Matt picks up a pie off the counter and squashes it into the screen. The sound on the set becomes distorted as Matt smiles at the nervous waitress. And Bert just continues to hungrily eye Matt's steak. We transition to a small city where anxious people walk the streets under the watchful eyes of Decepticon guards posted on every street corner. Cars stop at roadblocks where Decepticons check on their human passengers. Let me see your papers. On the outskirts of the town is a steel mill. Here, cauldrons of molten metal are poured into robot-shaped molds. Giant robot arms and legs are stamped out by another machine, and cranes bring the huge pieces of metal to an assembly area where dozens of human workers assemble them into new Decepticon warriors. When one of the workers drops a giant robot hand, A Decepticon guard fires a laser at him, scorching the ground in front of him. Pick it up, human! Outside, a white Porsche and a black 4x4 camper roll down the street towards the steel mill. A rock song blasts from the Porsche's stereo, but there's no driver inside to enjoy it. Instead, an inflatable dummy sits in the driver's seat. The music suddenly stops, and a voice comes over the speaker.
Trailbreaker! The steel mill is directly ahead.
The camper's headlights swivel, revealing eye-like lenses that scan the road ahead.
I see it, Jazz. 20 kilos of fuel says I knock out the first Decepticon.
You're on.
The two vehicles roll up to the mill, where a Decepticon guard steps forward.
Halt! Let me see your security pass.
Jazz's window rolls down, revealing the blow-up dummy in his driver's seat. The Decepticon can't tell the difference between it and a real human. It doesn't move or speak.
I said, show me your pass. Now!
The dummy remains silent. The furious Decepticon reaches in and grabs it by the throat.
You dare defy a Decepticon guard?
The dummy bursts in the Decepticon's grip.
A fake!
Suddenly, Jazz's window rolls up, crushing the Decepticon's hand.
The jig is up.
Jazz transforms to robot mode and levels his photon rifle at the Decepticon.
You wanted to see my pass? Well, here it is.
Jazz fires a blast from his rifle, blowing the guard into junk. Trailbreaker transforms.
That's 20 you owe me.
How about 2 out of 3?
A platoon of Decepticons charge toward the two Autobots, lasers blasting. Trailbreaker deflects the incoming blasts with his force field, then returns fire with his laser Gatling gun. One Decepticon catches Jazz from behind and grabs him in a crushing bear hug.
Don't you know hugging is a sign of affection on this planet?
Jazz jerks his arms up, breaking the bear hug. He punches the Decepticon in the chest, causing him to double over, then knocks his head off with a spin kick.
You stay on the front entrance. I'll take up the rear.
You got it, good buddy.
Jazz transforms back into Porsche mode and races toward the steel mill, Decepticon fire exploding all around him.
Turbos, fire!
Flame suddenly bursts from Jazz's exhaust, launching him into the air. He smashes through the Decepticons barring his way and through the corrugated steel door of the mill, then screeches to a halt in front of the human workers and the two remaining Decepticon guards inside, with Trailbreaker right behind him.
Autobots, destroy them! I wouldn't do that if I were you.
As Trailbreaker punches out one of the robots, a human workman takes the initiative and pulls a lever. A cauldron of molten steel swings toward the last Decepticon standing, colliding with him from behind. The Decepticon is knocked over backwards and falls into the cauldron, melting away to nothing in the bubbling liquid.
We're free, thanks to the Autobots.
Yeah! Way to go, Autobots! Jazz and Trailbreaker give each other a congratulatory wink, unaware that the whole scene has been observed by Buzzsaw, watching from a high catwalk, who silently flies out an open window. Buzzsaw returns to Decepticon headquarters, an immense structure carved out of the side of a solid granite mountain in the Colorado Rockies. Here, Soundwave stands in front of a large computer screen, displaying a map of the world, and delivers a report to Negator.
We have made great progress since our takeover of Earth's major industrial centers in April. The automobile plants in Michigan are now producing 100 Decepticon robots a day. In factories of Silicon Valley are constructing their computer brains.
You have done well, Soundwave. Once I have enough robot warriors, nothing will stop me from dominating the entire universe.
Starscream indicates another map, showing several areas of the United States with flashing green triangles.
What about these, Negator? City after city of Autobots stronghold and human resistance. If I were leader of the Decepticons, the Autobots would be long gone.
If you weren't a necessary part of my plans, Starscream, you would be long gone.
Buzzsaw lands before Negator. I have something to show you all. Light beams shine from Buzzsaw's eyes onto the wall, projecting video he's recorded of the Autobots' victory at the steel mill. As you can see, the Autobots have regained control of the steel mill.
It looks like Negator's losing his grip on our universe.
Negator seizes Starscream's arm, squeezing until the metal creaks.
Oh, on the contrary, Starscream. My grip is tighter than ever. It was my intention to let them win. I mean, why settle for just two, when we can destroy all of the Autobots?
Back in the Fairchild household, Wendy and Eddie wish their parents farewell as they leave for work. The parents wear plain jumpsuits and carry small overnight bags.
Take care of yourself, Mom.
Where are they taking you this time, Dad?
The optics factory. We'll be making Decepticon eye sensors.
A car horn honks.
That's us.
We'll be back in a week. Take care of Eddie.
Mr. and Mrs. Fairchild exit the house on board a large truck filled with other jumpsuited workers. As the truck rolls off, Wendy and Eddie wave goodbye, then return to their home.
I wish there was something we could do.
Eddie pats his chest where he hit the eggs earlier.
Oh, there he is.
Holy cow, look at the time. We're going to be late for school.
Carrying their books and lunches, the Fairchild siblings rush to the garage, where a pink convertible Volkswagen Beetle waits for them.
How you doing, Muffler?
Eddie, get in and shut up.
Wendy and Eddie get into the car, which noisily starts up and pulls out of the garage, rolling slowly past the Decepticon outside. Eddie leans out the window to make a face at the robot. Wendy reaches over and pulls him back in.
What's the matter with you, Eddie? Those robots are dangerous.
They're just a bunch of circuit brains, right, Muffy?
A nervous voice emanates from the car's stereo.
Will you kindly turn your volume down? Decepticon guards have super sensitive hearing, and my name isn't Muffy, it's Muffler.
Turn my volume down? Oh, that is a good one, Muffy.
Knock it off, will you, Eddie? This isn't a game we're playing. Those Decepticons mean business.
Speaking of Decepticons, there's a roadblock up ahead. I suggest we turn off this road.
It's too late. There aren't any more cross streets. We'll just have to chance it.
Go on, Muffy! Turn into your Autobot form and whomp those metal heads!
No, thank you. I prefer my paint job without laser holes in it.
Eddie starts to lean out the window again.
Well, I'm no chicken. I'm gonna tell that robot where he can go.
Oh, no, you're not!
Suddenly, Eddie's seatbelt pulls him back into his seat, and the shoulder harness clamps over his mouth.
Let him go!
Muffler pulls up to the roadblock. Wendy smiles up at one of the Decepticons.
What's the trouble, sir?
We're looking for an Autobot who is reported seen in this area.
The Decepticon leans down, looking into the car, and sees Eddie, the seatbelt over his mouth, struggling.
That's my brother. He's embarrassed about his braces.
Go on.
Wendy waves goodbye to the Decepticon, then shifts the car's gears, which results in a loud, noisy, painful grinding sound.
Ow! My gears! It's the Autobot!
Sorry, Muffler.
Ah, never mind. Hang on!
Muffler burns rubber and speeds off into the distance.
After them!
The Decepticon guards transform into sidecar motorcycles and race after Muffler, sirens blaring. They chase him through the city streets as the little Autobot weaves through traffic, narrowly dodging their laser fire.
Muffler, look out for that car!
Oh, come on, Muffy, pull over and fight him!
tires vaporized? Forget it! Muffler almost runs into another Decepticon ahead of him on the street. This one transforms into an army truck and joins the chase. Meanwhile, back at the truck stop diner, Matt Conroy is finishing his steak when the sound of a truck engine starting up catches the waitress's attention.
Matt, your truck, it's driving away by itself.
Yeah, I gotta get those brakes fixed.
Matt makes for the door, but as soon as he opens it, Bert bolts into the cafe and grabs the remains of Matt's steak.
Bert.
With Bert close behind him, Matt runs after his truck. He manages to catch up and grabs its door.
Hey, wait up!
Muffler's escape has led him to a winding mountain highway, where one of the pursuing Decepticons finally lands a blast on his rear fender.
Ow! Muffler, you're hit! Relax, sis. He's got a 50 million light year warranty, right, Muffy?
I get my fenders blown off and all you can do is make jokes?
Just ahead, Matt's truck is parked on the shoulder of the road. Matt watches Muffler and the Decepticons growing close in the rearview mirror.
Here they come. How are you gonna get Muffler out of this one, Prime?
Tighten your seatbelts and you'll find out.
As Muffler and the Decepticons grow closer, the cab of Matt's truck separates from the trailer and rolls out onto the road in front of them.
Oh no! What's that truck doing?
Saving our necks, probably. Look!
Matt's truck transforms into Optimus Prime, a 40-foot robot who towers ominously over the road. Matt is visible through the windshield in Prime's chest.
Oh, hang tight!
As Muffler weaves between Prime's legs and screeches to a stop behind him, the Autobot leader aims his laser rifle and opens fire on the Decepticons, blowing one of the motorcycles off the road. Another shot punctures the second cycle's front tire and it swerves into the path of the army truck. The two Decepticons collide and roll off the road into a ravine where they explode in a fireball.
Are you alright down there?
I think so.
Are you kidding? We're great and you were greater. Oh, what a shot!
Thanks, Eddie.
Prime transforms back into cab mode, allowing Matt and Bert out. He blares his air horn twice, heeding the signal. Mirage, a Formula One race car, and Firecycle, a turbocharged motorcycle, roll out of his trailer and join the group.
It's a good thing we picked up your emergency signal, Muffler.
One more blunder like that and we'll be picking you out of the junkyard.
Take it easy on him, Mirage. We're all under a lot of pressure.
Firecycle's right. With only 6 of us Autobots against an entire army of Decepticons, I'm surprised we all haven't cracked up already.
Don't forget about us, Prime. We're on your side, too.
I haven't forgotten, Wendy. And thank you.
Suddenly, a voice comes over Prime's radio.
This is Jazz, calling Optimus Prime.
Go ahead, Jazz.
We freed the steel mill and are helping the workers set up defenses for any further Decepticon attacks.
Well done. We'll meet you there in 10 minutes.
Okay, guys, let's roll.
Firecycle pops a wheelie and races off.
Oh, great wheelie. Can I try one?
Later, Eddie. Let's go.
A short time later, the Autobots and humans arrive at the steel mill.
Greetings, oh great leader. We have freed another Earth factory in your honor.
Cut the clowning, Jazz. I'm not in the mood.
Whatever you say, boss.
Well, come on in. We'll introduce you to the workers.
What's the matter with you?
Bert! Bert leaps out of Prime's cab window and races through the main gate. He runs over to a forklift, just one of many vehicles and machines sitting around the mill, and sniffs it. Then begins barking again, baring his teeth and snapping.
What is it, fella?
As Bert continues to bark, the forklift's headlights swivel open to reveal the slit-like eyes of a Decepticon.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
is say the moment where I get to say thank you. Again, just as a reminder, our beautiful volunteers will be heading around now to steal the change out of your pockets. Again, all of this is going to Toy Foo, so if you do have any change you would like to throw in, please just feel free to. It will help them achieve. And again, we're doing this based on the fact that all of the voice actors who have taken part in this have done it for free. So, I want to give some massive thank yous to some individuals who have helped support in putting this together before we get to Act 2. And there are a lot of people in this very room as well. So, without further ado, please give a massive round of applause to Chris and Jim for all of their work. I want to thank Mr. Andrew Turnbull, who has provided some artwork. He's at the back there. To Mr. Ed Perry for the design work that he did. And now let's talk about the talent that has helped to put this together. I'm not going to keep you in any suspense. There are a few people in this room I want to give a big special thanks to. Evan Michael Lee. And Mr. Neil Kaplan. Mr. Chris Finney. And Mr. Rasmus Hardinger. And a few other people who are in this room, Mr. Joe Powell. And Mr. Gav Spence. And then to all of the other fantastic voice talent that have helped out with this, Mr. Greg Berger. Mr. Jeremy Levy. Mr. Paul Lining. Frank Cottero. Jamie Lanchik. David Kay. Martin Keeley. Deanna McGovern. And Jim's son, James Sorensen. Incredible work, and I'm so thankful for it. People have asked, will we be sharing this? Of course we'll be sharing this in time, but we wanted you to see it first. But look, I know you don't want to hear from me. I know that you are desperate to find out what happens, right? Yeah! Okay then, on with Act 2!
Zacząć coś tam nie spadło.
To the Transformers.
Relax, Bert. It's just an old forklift, see?
As Trailbreaker wraps his knuckles on the forklift, it transforms into a huge Decepticon warrior. It's a trap! All around the Autobots, other seemingly innocuous machines and vehicles transform to reveal themselves as Decepticons who've been lying in wait. Even Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Whirlpool are here, their vehicle forms hidden from sight by camouflage netting. The trap sprung, Thundercracker transforms into robot mode, tearing through the netting.
Decepticons! Transform and attack!
You transform! I'll destroy them from the air! While Skywarp takes off in jet mode, Whirlpool transforms into robot mode and aims a torpedo at Optimus Prime. Still in truck mode, Prime spins his tires, just managing to pull out of the way of the torpedo in time.
Buckle up, Matt. I'm shifting into fighting gear.
Gotcha! Bert, here boy! Bert jumps into Prime's cab, and with both Matt and his dog now safely inside him, Prime converts to robot mode and returns fire on Whirlpool. Several workers watch the fight from the mill doorway.
It's a Decepticon ambush!
Get the weapons! Before the humans can move, a nearby crane transforms into a giant Decepticon who trains his laser on them.
You'll get nothing!
Elsewhere on the battlefield, Mirage takes up a dramatic karate posture. ducking a Decepticon's laser blast and knocking the robot over with a single punch.
I'll bet that one rattled your titanium teeth.
Two trucks on either side of Mirage transform into Decepticons, but as they aim their lasers, Mirage quickly converts back into car mode. The Decepticons react too slowly and wind up blowing each other's heads off.
Hang on! We're getting out of here!
Muffler zooms off, in the process accidentally sideswiping a Decepticon's legs, knocking it over with such force that it breaks to pieces when it hits the ground.
Oh, you got it! Way to go, Muffy!
Eddie's bouncing around is a little too enthusiastic. There's another loud crack as another of the eggs he had hidden in his jacket breaks.
Oh, that's two.
Skywarp strafes Jazz and Trailbreaker from the air, but Trailbreaker returns fire, blasting off part of Skywarp's wing and causing him to crash in the parking lot.
That ought to keep him in the shop for a couple of weeks.
Trailbreaker, look out!
As Thundercracker sneaks behind Trailbreaker and opens fire on him, Jazz throws himself in front of his friend, taking the blast full on, leaving a smoking hole in his chest.
Jazz!
Don't worry, good buddy. It only hurts when I laugh.
Nearby, Optimus Prime continues to fire on the Decepticons. Matt leans out of his window, firing a laser rifle of his own.
There's too many of them, Prime. We'll never stop them.
Maybe not, but this'll slow them down.
Prime shoots out one of the legs of the huge water tower that looms over the mill. It topples over, sending a gushing wave of water crashing over Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Whirlpool.
Mirage, fire cycle. Get the others, and let's get out of here.
Prime converts to vehicle mode to prepare to roll out, but Trailbreaker stays in robot mode so he can carry the wounded Jazz.
You'll never make it, Trailbreaker. Leave me here.
No, you're right, good buddy.
Hurry, get him in the back.
Trailbreaker loads Jazz into Prime's trailer, then transforms to vehicle mode and joins the other Autobots in retreating. The victorious Decepticons re-establish control of the mill, forcing the humans back to their labors.
All of you, back to work. The Autobots can't rescue you now. No one can.
Sometime later, Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Whirlpool arrive at Decepticon headquarters. Skywarp is visibly damaged from the fight, his arms sparking and smoking.
Don't just stand there looking so pitiful. Go take care of that wound.
We would have had them, Negator, if that fleshy dog hadn't blown our cover.
The great Negator is defeated by a dog!
Silence! Are you telling me that one insignificant animal foiled the strongest robots in the universe?
It's the creature's nose mechanism.
Fascinating. The Autobots cannot detect the Decepticon in disguise, but the Earth animal can. I want to catch you and eliminate it!
At once, Major.
As Soundwave and Buzzsaw depart on this new mission, we switch scenes to a clearing in the woods. Jazz lies in the repair bay within Prime's trailer, and the other Autobots and humans look on as Fire Cycle tends to his wounds.
I sure hope Jazz is going to be okay.
Don't worry, Wendy. Fire Cycle was one of the best electrosurgeons on our home planet of Cybertron. If anyone can save Jazz, she can.
Looks like you're the real hero of the day, Bert.
Well, that's right. If his nose hadn't picked up that Decepticon, their ambush would have finished us.
Come on, Eddie. We've got to get back to school before we're reported missing and they trace us here.
At your service, little lady.
Hold it. I'd feel safer if you took Bert with you. Go on, fella.
Muffler transforms to vehicle mode and rolls out with Wendy, Eddie, and Bert aboard. A monitor screen in Prime's trailer shows Jazz's vital signs are weakening.
Hang in there, Jazz. Hang in there.
Meanwhile, in the skies over a small city, Soundwave is on the hunt, using his super-tuned sensors to listen out for any sign of Bert. He detects a distant barking and scans the streets below. But the source of the noise is only a collie, not the dog Soundwave is looking for. As his hunt continues, Muffler pulls up in front of the Fairchild School.
Stay out of sight, Muffler. We'll be back as soon as school lets out.
And keep your headlights peeled. This neighborhood's crawling with Decepticons.
Thanks for the advice.
Come on, Bert.
As Muffler drives off, Wendy, Eddie, and Bert enter the school building. A Decepticon robot suddenly steps into their path.
You're late. Explain. You had a car accident, yeah. Oh, it was awful. Should have seen all the twisted metal. Why, we barely escaped with our...
Enough! Go to your class.
Bye, Mrs. Robot.
The trio enter their classroom. It's filled with kids of all ages. A diagram of a Decepticon robot hangs from the blackboard. The teacher is a nervous-looking man with balding head and glasses. A Decepticon stands beside him, watching silently.
Johnny, would you please read your American history essay to the class?
Yes, Mr. Davenport. My essay is about the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Thomas Jefferson.
The Decepticon guard interrupts.
Stop! The subject of freedom is forbidden.
Okay, wow, robot. I've been waiting for you.
Eddie takes out his last egg and lobs it at the Decepticon guard, smacking him right in the head. As the yolk drools down his face, the class cracks up.
Eddie!
The Decepticon advances on Eddie until Bert jumps in front of the boy. The Decepticon stops, and the other kids in the class begin yelling and throwing things to distract the robot. As Bert continues to bark, the sound is detected from the skies above by Soundwave and Buzzsaw. Soundwave and Buzzsaw dive toward the school building below, landing in the yard outside the classroom, where Wendy is in the midst of trying to protect Eddie.
Leave my brother alone!
Suddenly, Soundwave's hand crashes through the window and seizes Bert, pulling him outside. Eddie rushes to the window, but Buzzsaw appears in the opening and flaps his metal wings, scaring Eddie back, leaving him only able to watch as Soundwave takes to the air once more, Bert in hand. Back in the clearing, Jazz continues to weaken, despite Fire Cycle's best efforts.
He's faded! Without a plasma transfusion, Jazz will never make it.
In that case, I'll just have to give him one.
Prime, no, it could kill you.
She's right. Without you, the Autobots are without a leader, and I without a truck.
Thanks for your concern. But if any of us has a chance of surviving a transfusion, I do. Do it!
Prime holds out his arm. Fire Cycle hesitates a moment, but then goes to work, hooking up cables to Prime's wrist and attaching the other end to Jazz. She throws some switches and sparks fly as an aura of energy surrounds Prime and Jazz, power coursing from the Autobot leader and into Jazz's body. Jazz's eyes open and Fire Cycle shuts down the transfer.
Prime? I'm okay. How about you, Jazz?
Never felt better. Good buddy.
As the Autobots celebrate, Muffler speeds onto the scene and screeches to a stop. Wendy and Eddie come tumbling out.
I didn't know what to say, and Eddie said it was a car accident, and it was awful, and please!
Hold it, one at a time.
It's Bert! One of the Decepticons took him away!
What did the robot look like?
Oh, he was a monster, about 30 feet tall, red, and he had a robot condor with him.
Soundwave!
They've probably taken him back to their headquarters in order to...
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go to their headquarters and get him back.
Sorry, Matt, but we'd be spotted by their scanners before we got within 100 miles of them.
We can't just do nothing, Prime. He saved your titanium next, didn't he?
Wait a minute, Prime. I think I know a way to get into Decepticon HQ. All we have to do is retake the steel mill.
Have you lost your circuits? We just fought and lost that battle.
Maybe so, Mirage, but if my battle computers are right, the Decepticons will never expect us to attack the steel mill so soon after a defeat.
Trailbreaker has a point. Let's hear the rest of that battle plan.
As the Autobots gather around Trailbreaker, Soundwave and Buzzsaw arrive back at Decepticon headquarters.
Well, have you brought him? Wait, I want to find out what makes the dog's smelling mechanism work. Prepare the electrosurgery room for our fleshy friend.
While Bert is leashed and dragged off to a cold, sinister-looking operating room, back at the steel mill, Wendy and Eddie drive up in Muffler and stop in front of the guard.
Halt and identify yourself.
You may not know me, but I carry the Decepticon Express card.
What?
Now, Muffler!
Before the guard has time to react, Muffler transforms, awkwardly clobbering the Decepticon as he does.
Don't leave home without it!
Muffler kicks the gate open, clearing the way for Optimus Prime to roll onto the scene. As the Decepticons react to the Autobots' arrival, Prime drives through the gate and the other Autobots come roaring out of his trailer. Firecycle transforms and leaps for a Decepticon, knocking the weapon from his hands into hers and using it against him.
Don't mind if I do.
Let's roll, Prime.
Prime's cab disconnects from his trailer and races toward the mill as two Decepticons fire at him. The Decepticons don't realize it, but they're standing on the end of a steel girder.
Hold your horsepower. We're going up.
Picking up speed, Prime charges up one of the mill's loading ramps, launching himself into the air, then crashes down on the other end of the girder, launching the two Decepticons into the air. Jazz blasts one, while the other hits the ground and shatters into bits.
Shucks! I missed one!
With the Decepticons once again dispatched, the steel mill workers cautiously step outside.
Don't worry, folks. There's no trap this time. You're free.
Thanks, Autobots. We're through making Decepticon robots.
Yeah, from now on, we're making Autobots!
No! You must continue building Decepticons!
What? Are you off your rocker?
Trust us, Matt. We know exactly what we're doing.
Under the Autobots' supervision, the humans resume their work, pouring steel into giant molds and assembling the parts into Decepticon robots with the help of Matt, Wendy, and Eddie. The completed robots are then loaded into a large cargo jet, which takes off for Decepticon headquarters. Its arrival is detected in the Decepticons' communications room.
Radar scanners indicate an approaching cargo jet.
It's a shipment of new robots from Mill 7. Open the force screens.
The cargo flies into the cavernous hangar and touches down on a landing pad. Several Decepticons approach.
All right, let's get these robots unloaded.
Along with the new Decepticon robots, a large crate is unloaded from the jet. A Decepticon pries it open, and Matt springs out. He opens fire with a laser blaster, blowing the Decepticon in two.
Happy birthday!
Security breach. All guards to the loading area. As alarms sound throughout the base, one of the new Decepticon robots that's just been unloaded from the jet suddenly sits up. It rips off its outer metallic skin to reveal it's actually Optimus Prime. Two more to the scene, revealing themselves as Jazz and Trailbreaker.
After you, Trailbreaker!
As the Autobots blast away at the surprised Decepticons, Firecycle and Mirage race out of the cargo jet in their vehicle modes, leaving Muffler still aboard.
What are you waiting for, Muffler? Let's roll!
I think we better stay here and protect the jet. Maybe?
A heavy steel door at the other end of the loading area opens, revealing Negator, Soundwave, and Whirlpool, who join the fight.
It's the Autobots! Destroy them!
I'm going to try and find Bert. Cover me, Prime.
Soundwave levels a strange-looking weapon, firing a wave-like beam that hits Trailbreaker. Disoriented, he turns his blaster on Jazz, who only just manages to dodge out of the way.
Jailbreaker! Watch who you're shooting at!
Come on, Turbos, do your stuff!
Fire Cycle speeds towards Soundwave, transforming to robot mode in mid-wheelie and tumbling into him, sending him crashing into some other Decepticons. Meanwhile, Matt moves cautiously down a dark corridor, stopping when he hears some muffled barks on the other side of the door. He blasts the door open, revealing Bert strapped to a metal table, with a Decepticon surgeon advancing menacingly toward him with a glowing probe.
Get away from my dog!
Matt blows the robot to pieces with his laser rifle, then frees Bert from his restraints.
Easy, Bert, you're drowning me!
Back at the battle, Thundercracker and Starscream join the fray, soaring into action in jet mode, lasers firing.
Don't look now, but I think Decepticon duck season just opened.
Jazz blasts off a portion of Thundercracker's tail section with his photon rifle, bringing the jet crashing down out of the air onto a pile of unactivated Decepticon robots, destroying them in the process. Matt and Bert come running onto the scene, but the laser fire is too thick and fast for them to cross the hangar.
Matt and Bert are pinned down. They'll never get back to the jet.
Yes, they will!
Eddie! Come back here!
Eddie jumps out of Muffler and runs down the jet's cargo ramp. He picks up a dead Decepticon's laser rifle, hefting it onto his shoulder like a bazooka as Starscream comes swooping towards him.
Eddie!
Eddie pulls the trigger. While the recoil from the blast knocks him on his backside, the laser beam punches a hole through Starscream's wing, knocking him out of the sky. Matt and Bert see their chance and use the opening that Eddie's created to make a run for the cargo jet.
I got him!
That's our cue. Let's go!
The Autobots transform back into vehicle mode and speed across the hangar floor into the jet, which quickly begins to taxi forward.
They're getting away!
There's one way to stop them.
Negator transforms into his satellite particle beam cannon mode. Its deadly muscle begins to pulsate with power.
Negator's gonna blow us out of the sky!
Oh no, he's not.
Prime aims his laser rifle out the open cargo door and fires. His shot strikes the ground beside Negator just as he fires, jarring him and throwing his beam off target. The cargo jet flies out of the mountainside just as Negator's beam collides with the hangar opening, exploding the rock and causing a massive cave-in that blocks the entrance.
Nice going, Negator. You just helped the Autobots escape. I was leader.
Negator swivels to aim his particle beam cannon at Starscream.
Oh, please go on. If you were leader, you'd what?
Back at the steel mill, the workers are now manufacturing new Autobot robots. The Autobots are parked in their vehicle modes, with Matt, Wendy, Eddie, Bert, and two of the plant workers.
Thanks again for freeing us. From now on, any robot that comes out of this plant will be an Autobot.
And I want to thank you too, Prime. Without you, I'd be minus one loyal companion.
Bert places his paws on Prime's front bumper and gives him a big, slobbery lick.
Ha 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 ha! Take it easy, Bert, I'll rust.
Transport to Oblivion. What did you think? It's a fascinating look. It's a fascinating look. And I must implore you to go along to Chris and Jim's panel because they have literally scratched the surface. There is so much more to this and its importance within the history of the franchise than you can believe. But again, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who took part. If you're in the room and you were involved in this, even in just a small way, could you just stand up for me, please? There's so many people involved in this. There's one other person that I need to thank as well, because I can't believe I forgot him beforehand. Mr. Chris Carter is sat over there. Now, Chris initially rejected my idea to learn how to animate the entire thing, but he did settle for an opening. So I want to thank him for that and for all of the work he's done. And thank you to everybody who took part in this, even if you just humoured me if I pestered you for a single line. Thank you very much. So, brilliant. And with that, that brings ClubCon 2025 to a close. Have you all had a good time? For your kindness and your generosity in the charity auction and just putting some change in. It will mean so much to kids all around the world who desperately need some extra support. So thank you for that. Enjoy yourselves, have a good evening, and we'll do it all over again tomorrow.